Hello guys, welcome to the Python tutorial for beginners, and today we'll be taking variables. This is our second class in the Python tutorial, and we have a very important topic today. It's the most basic topic in Python, variables. So variables are a very important aspect of Python or even coding in general. Variables are used to store values. We use variables to store values. We assign values to variables. Like your mathematics, there's nothing without variables. Values and other things are stored in variables for simplicity in coding and other aspects of coding. Do you get? So we'll start. We'll name our first variable x, and we assign a number to it, an integer, 10 to it. So let's print x. So you see they are easily printed instead of x is 10. So as simple as that. And we can also look at the type of the variable to show you that it's an integer. Since it's a variable, we will just apply the syntax, and then inside the bracket we put the variable name. Python will automatically give us the value or the properties of the value. So this is what type of variable was, what type of value was assigned to that variable. So you look at it and then shift enter. So it's an integer. Can you see? So we can assign other types of values in a variable, like a string. So let's call this one an integer. So we use the hashtag for commenting in Python. So we call it integer, and then so let's go to our strings. Now we assign a variable y. We'll assign a value to a variable y. Let's assign a string value. Hey my man. Hey my man. So we print y. Let's print y. Shift and enter. Alright, see it. Hey my man. So we can now see what type of value was assigned to variable y. A string, str. So we are moving on. As you know, you can overwrite values in variables. You can overwrite values. So we have assigned value 10 to x. So let's assign a new value to the same variable. So let's say 12, and let's print x. Print x 12. Can you see it's no more 10 again? Anywhere you put print x, it will show you print x. It will only show you 12. So that's how easy variable is. 12. Did you see? So now another thing to notice in variable is that variables are case sensitive. Variable small letter x is not the same as capital letter X. If you want to try, let's say print x to likely throw you an error. Is a capital letter X does not on x name x is not defined. So let's define a value to capital letter X, and let's say x is equals to 16. That is in capital letter. Let's print x, capital letter X, 16. Now let's print small case x just to give it 12. Can you see? So variables are case sensitive, and then we can assign multiple values to variables, to multiple variables, multiple values to multiple variables. Do you understand? Let's say a variable a, comma b, comma c. First one, a was let's say yo, right? Then my, and then we go man. right? So shift enter, and then let's print A to show you print B. I'm taking it slowly because I'm faster than this in typing, but for beginners level. And then we'll print C. Can you see? Shift enter is for you to show the result. So now these are what we will print. Can you see I've assigned multiple values to multiple variables, and then we can assign multiple variables to one value, just a value. So let's say A, B, C, D, E, F, right? Let's use D, E, F this time. So we'll say D is equals to E is equals to F, all of them being equals to wagwan. So print D. Either we print D or we print E or we print F. All of them will return wagwan. So let's see. Wagwan. Can you see? So we have assigned one value to multiple variables. And then we can assign other data types to variables. Do you understand me? So there are other data types which I will be explaining in our next video, but not only strings and integers are data types. We have lists, we have tuples, we have sets, and all of that. So let's assign some variables to a variable, some values to a variable, and books. So books, just give me names of books. Life changer, right? This is how a string should be in box form. This kind of box. Life changer. Chima laugh last. Chima laughs last. And then let's assign them another book. Let me just find a random name at the beginning. So I'm spelling there. The beginning. Alright. So we have assigned a list to a variable name, books. So this is a list of books I can bring out from my brain. So we have assigned it. So let's call books. Let's call the variable books, and let's see. Let's print books. Life changer, Chimala. Can you see the way it's better? Now there's another way to bring it out. If you don't like it in that form, let's see. And just write books, and can you see? Either you write print or this thing is automatic. That's why I love Jupyter. Either you write use print with or without print, to bring out the same result. Do you get me? So we will assign different variables to different values. No, we assign different values to different variables, just like this. Let me show you another way you can do it. Variable E, let me see the E, F, G, H, I should be equals to books. Assigned, shift enter, and now let's print G. Print G. Life changer. Let's print I. The beginning. Let's print H. Chima laughs last. Do you understand? So that's how simple variables can be. That's just how simple variables can be. So there are different practices for naming variables. Hey, I also forgot to tell you, you can add variables. You can add variables. Now let's come back to this place. A, B, C, print show. So let's Ctrl C, copy the paste it here. Now we have assigned different variables to. Now we want to print everything in one line. yo, my man, in one line. So let's do it like this. Print. So I want to add variables now. A plus B plus C. Yo, my man. Now we can give space so that you can have space, and plus C. Still giving us dots. Let's see. Yo, my man. Yes, we have given space. So we gave space, and everything was printed in one line. Do you understand? So that's another way to print variables. Practices for naming variables. There are some practices we use to name variables. Let's first start with my favorite, the snake case. I call it the snake case. Snake case. It's just when I use underscore to name my variables. Let me see. Books for first semester. Books for this semester. So I used underscore to separate the names in my each word in my variable. So let's go. We have the mathematics. We have maths 211, and then we have physics. So we borrow the course physics 351. So I'm just listing the books we buy, and then we have statistics to buy as well. Start 271, I think. So these are my books for this semester. And I named them and all that. So to mention books for this semester printed out. So that's another way to name it. So you can also use the camel case. The camel case is a way of naming variable whereby the first word of the variable starts with a small letter. The first word of the variable has its first letter with a small letter. Do you understand? So the first word of the variable starts with a small letter, and then the next word starts with a capital letter. Let's say, okay, camel case. So camel, let me name my variable camel. This is small letter C and then capital letter C. Camel case. So this is the camel case method. We'll print. This is the camel case method. So let's put that's the camel case method. And then we have food for thought. Let's try food for thought. Food for thought. Let's name it. What are you thinking? Or what do you want to become? In life. So print food for thought. What do you want to become in life? So that's, look at it, the first letter of the first word starts with a small letter and others have capital letters. Now the next one is the Pascal case. Pascal case method of naming. So this is when every first letter of each word starts with a capital letter. Pascal case. This is the Pascal case method. Let's print. Let's go. So we have practices for naming a variable. You cannot start a variable with a number. Let's say Pascal case. You want to say you cannot start a variable with a number. It will show you an error. So let's try 2 books. Can you see? Just 2 books we need. Let's try life of a gamer. And then we have Ranger. Just name it. So show you an error, invalid decimal. But we can put the number at the back, not at the front. So books 2 is equals to, let's name it the same thing, and then let's print it. Okay, so you can put the number at the back, not at the front. Another thing, you cannot name a variable with spaced in between the words, like saying books I read. Nah, it won't. Let's say we want to name the same variable. Show you an error. So it's either we use the snake method where we can put underscore in between, or we use the camel case or anyone. So now there are some symbols that cannot be accepted when naming a variable, like hyphen, books I read. Nah, it won't be accepted. You can't even use a comma. Books I read. Nah, you can't use a comma. Because why? It will show you, it will assume you wanted to name each of the values assigned to the variable, and now this is just 2 values to a variable. So it will prove these 2 values to 3 variables to prove an error. See, except you books read, except you remove 1 variable. Yes, that's the only way it can accept it. So it will assume you named each of them. So if you now print books, if you print books to show you life of a gamer, can you see? And then you print read to show you life of a revenger. So that's how it is. So it's like going back to what I taught you earlier. So you can use full stop as well. You can use full stop. Now this is like telling it that read it's syntax, whereas it isn't. So it will be expecting a function that's a bracket, a parenthesis, or any other thing. So if you try to name it this, prove you an error. And so it's showing you that strings object has no attribute to it, assuming it's an attribute and this is an object. Do you get? That's also that is that about that. So let me tell you one more thing. In a variable, you can add 2 strings together, like I said here. Yes, you can add 2 strings together. But sadly, you can't add a string and an integer. Books. Let's see. Code. Let's just name it that. And you can name anything your variable. Say fortune, this is my name, plus 2. Preview. Can you see? This is an error. A big error. So, but you can convert this to a string just by putting a apostrophe. Sorry, not apostrophe. The string. What do you call it? I don't know. Quotation marks. Yeah. So you want to print this now. If you want to print this, you can easily just try print. So, so that, but you can add. Let's say z should be equal to. You can add two strings. You can add two integers rather. So print z will give you 4. Can you see? So that is that about that. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you in the next video. Then for your assignments, you can practice this variable naming and all of that, and choose the type of naming style you love. Like for me, I love the snake style because it makes it easier for your code to read, and those that debug, it makes it easier because you can see it gives it this aura. So that is that about that. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. God bless.